All right, one of the most often misquoted, miscited, and misapplied texts in all of Scripture that dispensational futurists use to justify support of the modern nation state of Israel, no matter what they do, apparently, is Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Let's listen to Mike Huckabee, who is the United States ambassador to Israel. See if it loads up here.
Christians have a responsibility, I believe, to stand with the state of Israel because it's biblical. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. But I think we also have a responsibility as Christians because our faith is built on the foundation of Judaism. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed.
And of course, that's not what Genesis chapter 12, verse 3 says. Genesis chapter 12, there's nothing about Israel. The term Israel is not used until Genesis chapter 32. Abram was not Israel. Abraham was not Israel, nor was Isaac. Rather, Jacob, Abraham's grandson, his name was changed to a spiritual name, Israel. And it was a spiritual name when it was first given. Just read Genesis chapter 32. But here's Ted Cruz, of course. I think Eschatology Matters played this clip of Ted Cruz.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed.
Okay. And so there's a miscitation again of Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. There's nothing about Israel in Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Let's see. Gavin Ortland, I agree with what Gavin Ortland said here.
The New Testament identifies everyone who trusts in Jesus as the true Israel, as a member of the true Israel.
Yep. 100% agree. 100% agree. Let's see. Bless Israel. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Bless Israel, Bible verse. Those who bless Israel, God will bless. Those who curse her, he will curse. False. Absolutely fallacious. Again, a misquotation of Genesis chapter 12, verse 3.
Those who curse her, he will curse. Those who bless Israel, God will bless. Those who curse her, he will curse. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you, and all the families of the earth will be blessed through you. Genesis 12, verse 3.
So again, it's an abuse of the text. It's a straight up abuse of Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Let's go up to Genesis 12, verse 3, 1 through 3, really. This is Yahweh speaking to Abram before he even changes his name to the spiritual name Abraham. Interesting how God does that in Scripture. But this is it. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse, or I will curse them who curse you. And in you, Abram, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Now, what's important is that the Apostle Paul, all the way in the New Testament, quotes and cites from Genesis chapter 12, verse 3, in verse 8 here. The scripture, foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith, preached the gospel beforehand to Abraham. So did Abraham believe the gospel? According to the Apostle Paul, Abraham believed the gospel. The church is not a new thing. Okay? As dispensational futurists will say, the church is a brand new thing. No, it is not. In you shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. So then, those who are of faith are blessed along with Abraham, the man of faith. So having the same faith of Abraham. And of course, the chapter is concluded here. If you are Christ's, then you are Abraham's offspring, or Abraham's seed, or Abraham's descendants and heirs according to the promise. If you have the same faith that Abraham had, that is, in the gospel of Christ. Revelation chapter 12, this is always an interesting one because the woman here, clothed with the sun, moon under her feet, on her head a crown of 12 stars, this is Israel. This represents Israel. or the church of the Old Testament. She was pregnant, crying out in birth pains, agony of giving birth. The woman who was about to give birth, the dragon stood before so that when she bore her child, he might devour it. She gave birth to a male child, one who's to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. But her child was raptured, same word there in 1 Thessalonians 4:17, raptured, harpazoed, to God and to his throne. Where was he caught up to God and to his throne? To heaven at the ascension, Acts chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. But the woman fled into the wilderness to be nourished for 1,260 literal years, which did not begin until after the fall of the Roman Empire. Day equals year principle here. This woman in verse 6 represents the New Covenant Church, the New Testament Church. But and this woman here, clothed with the sun, moon under her feet, in verse 1 here, represents Israel. But notice in the prophecy, it's the same woman, not two different women. It's the same, it's one woman. One woman. Notice the unity here. So taking us back to, say, Ephesians chapter 2. And the Apostle Paul's argument that all the people of God are united as one unit, one entity. And here we have that in Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 clears up this whole thing if you're an historicist, like I am. But I just wanted to point that out. The many different misquotations, miscitations by Ted Cruz. Couldn't even give you the Bible verse. He just said, I was a kid and was taught these things. Of course you were. And then Mike Huckabee should definitely know better than to misquote, miscite, and abuse Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. I think there's a clip here from John MacArthur, All Eyes on Israel. Of course, we know John MacArthur. And it's because of the dispensational futurist eschatological system, right? I call this the 5 main false teachings of the dispensational futurist eschatological system, which includes, number 4 here, the modern nation state that calls itself Israel has the pivotal role to play in end times events. So this is an eschatological view that these people have. We must bless Israel because God still has a plan for Israel. They still have 7 years on that prophetic time calendar of Daniel 9, 24 through 27. Okay, remember they say the 69 weeks or 483 years were fulfilled at the triumphal entry of Christ. And then there's a huge time gap of almost 2,000 years so far. In 2030, it'll be 2,000 years if you put the crucifixion in 30 AD, which I do. And then there's a pre-trib rapture before that 7-year period begins to take place. And of course, that 7-year period taken from Daniel 9, 24 through 27 means that the Jews as a collective, not just the modern nation state of Israel, but Jews all throughout the world still have 7 years on that prophetic time calendar from Daniel 9, 24 through 27, which is utterly fallacious. So I've done videos on the 7-year period of tribulation, delusion, deception, false teaching, ripping Daniel 9, 24 through 27 apart, and inserting a time gap in there when there is no time gap justified in that text at all. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Everybody's talking about this issue, so I thought I'd throw out some clips there. We'll talk to you soon, Lord willing. Soli Deo Gloria.